In the thousand-year history of the British monarchy, no one saw it coming. A middle-class girl from Reading would single-handedly generate £1 billion for British fashion, commission groundbreaking research that would influence government policy, and fundamentally rewire how future kings and queens are raised. Yet when Catherine Middleton walked into Westminster Abbey on April 29, 2011, even the most seasoned royal watchers had no idea they were witnessing the beginning of the monarchy's greatest transformation since, well, perhaps ever. This isn't a story about grand proclamations or dramatic scandals. This is about something far more powerful, the gentle revolution of a woman who understood that true change happens not through rebellion, but through reimagining what's possible. When royal experts describe Catherine today, they use words like transformation, modernization, and revolution. But here's what makes her story remarkable. She never set out to change anything. Yet from her very first public appearance as Prince William's girlfriend, something was different. Catherine's influence has made her a significant asset to the royal family's public image. Camilla Tominey of the Daily Telegraph described her as the monarchy's greatest asset, while Petronella Wyatt of the same paper called her the jewel in the crown. But how did a middle-class girl from Reading become the driving force behind the monarchy's greatest transformation in generations? The answer lies not in what Catherine changed, but in how she changed it. While previous royal brides adapted to fit the institution, Catherine did something unprecedented. She brought the institution closer to the people. And in doing so, she didn't just join the royal family, she fundamentally altered its DNA. Today, the Prince and Princess of Wales remain the most positively viewed members of the royal family, with 74% of Britons having a positive opinion of both William and Catherine. But polling numbers only tell part of the story. The real Catherine effect is found in the quiet revolutions she sparked, in boardrooms and nurseries, in hospital wards and school playgrounds, in the very way we think about childhood, motherhood, and what it means to serve. Section 1. The Early Childhood Revolution. Let's start with perhaps Catherine's most significant contribution, her transformation of how society views early childhood. This isn't just another royal patronage. It's a complete reimagining of social policy through the lens of the monarchy. Over the past decade, the Princess of Wales has spent time looking into how experiences in early childhood are often the root cause of today's hardest social challenges, such as addiction, family breakdown, poor mental health, suicide, and homelessness. In June 2021, the Princess of Wales launched the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood, which will drive awareness of and action on the extraordinary impact of the early years, in order to transform society for the future. But here's where it gets fascinating. Previous royal charitable work typically followed a pattern. Attend events, lend your name, raise funds. Catherine threw that playbook out the window. Instead, she became what you might call the monarchy's first policy entrepreneur. In January 2020, Catherine launched 5 Big Questions on the Under Fives, a nationwide survey on development during early years. The survey was conducted by Ipsos Mori and contained further qualitative and ethnographic research on the early years. It received more than 500,000 responses. Think about that for a moment. A member of the royal family commissioning academic research, gathering data, building evidence-based policy recommendations. This wasn't royal tradition. This was Catherine creating an entirely new model of how royalty could drive social change. Recognizing this, the Princess of Wales established the Business Task Force for Early Childhood in March 2023, with 8 of the UK's leading businesses. The Business Task Force plays a critical role in raising awareness, in creating and scaling tangible action to change the way early childhood is viewed and prioritized. And then came the masterstroke, the Shaping Us campaign. Launched in 2023, it wasn't just about raising awareness. It was about fundamentally shifting how an entire nation thinks about child development. The campaign used cutting-edge neuroscience research, celebrity endorsements, and yes, a claymation film that went viral. Did you know that Catherine's early childhood work has already influenced government policy? Her research has been cited in parliamentary debates, her framework has been adopted by local councils, and her business task force has created new workplace policies for thousands of employees across the UK. Section 2, Redefining Royal Motherhood. Now let's talk about perhaps the most visible way Catherine has transformed royal tradition: motherhood. If you think royal parenting hasn't changed much since Queen Victoria's time, prepare to be surprised. For centuries, royal children were raised by nannies, shipped off to boarding schools at 8, and saw their parents for formal occasions and brief daily visits. Catherine looked at this system and essentially said, "Not my children." Royal author Tom Quinn explained to Fox News, "I think they are the first generation that you could almost say they've broken the mold of this very traditional royal upbringing, where you basically pay other people to do all the work, and you only see your children for half an hour a day." Catherine admitted on the Happy Mom, Happy Baby podcast that it's important for her to engage with her children, with her confirming, "I am such a hands-on mom." But it's not just about being present, it's about how she parents. The Princess of Wales has apparently taken a much more modern approach to disciplining her children than the royals who came before her. That's because she's been photographed on multiple occasions, gently calming them down when they are misbehaving in public instead of just shooing them away. Royal watchers have noticed something else unprecedented. Catherine gets down to her children's eye level when speaking to them. She's seen holding their hands, offering comfort during overwhelming public events, and perhaps most shocking of all, allowing them to be children in public. Remember Prince Louis's adorable antics during the Platinum Jubilee? In the past, a child behaving like that would have been whisked away immediately. Instead, Catherine let him be a 4-year-old, occasionally redirecting but never shaming. The result? Millions of parents around the world saw themselves reflected in a royal mother's patient response to a restless child. It's apparently a tradition for young royals to attend boarding school once they turn 8, but Catherine's eldest son, Prince George, is currently attending a day school with his siblings instead, despite being of age. Parenting expert Jumaima Hussain even told Express, "George would only go to boarding school if he wanted to, which differs to the generations before." The 43-year-old royal who shares Prince George, 11, Princess Charlotte, 10, and Prince Louis, 7, with Prince William, believes kindness, respect, and honesty are just as important as academic success. Speaking in a previous interview, Kate said, "My parents taught me about the importance of qualities like kindness, respect, and honesty, and I realize how central values like these have been to me throughout my life. That is why William and I want to teach our little children just how important these things are as they grow up." This isn't just progressive parenting. It's a complete reimagining of how future monarchs are prepared for their roles. Catherine is raising children who understand both their privilege and their responsibility, who can connect with people from all walks of life because they've been taught that humanity comes before hierarchy. Section 3, the Communication and Style Revolution. Now let's explore how Catherine has revolutionized royal communication. We're not just talking about social media, though she's transformed that too, but about the entire way the monarchy connects with the public. First, the fashion revolution. The Kate Middleton effect is the trend that Catherine is reported to have had on sales of particular products and brands. In 2018, a research by Brand Finance cited Catherine as the most powerful royal fashion influencer, retaining that pieces in her wardrobe increased desirability among 38% of American shoppers. But here's what makes it revolutionary. In 2021, it was reported that Catherine boosted the British fashion industry up to £1 billion within a year. We're talking about a royal family member single-handedly supporting an entire industry through her clothing choices. And it's not just about expensive designer pieces. Catherine regularly mixes high street brands with couture, making royal fashion accessible and aspirational rather than exclusive and intimidating. The princess is also recognized for championing sustainable fashion by frequently re-wearing outfits at public events. When Catherine wore a 40-pound Topshop dress while dating Prince William, it sold out immediately. But more importantly, it sent a message. Royalty doesn't have to be about unattainable luxury. It can be about smart choices, sustainable practices, and understanding that not everyone has unlimited resources. Then there's the social media transformation. Essentially, William and Kate's former regimen of stiff-posed pictures have been supplanted by something far more subversive and quietly radical. Royal expert Daniele Elser explained of their change in approach years ago. Don't be fooled. This isn't an accident or some clumsy, grasping ploy to appeal to a more youthful demographic. William and Kate's social media transformation is emblematic of a far more significant intellectual shift in their journey towards the throne. The change is striking. Gone are the formal portrait releases and stiff ceremonial photographs. Instead, we see candid family moments, behind-the-scenes glimpses of royal work, and, most revolutionary of all, the royals interacting with popular culture. Remember when Prince William and the children met Taylor Swift backstage at her Eras tour? The resulting selfie broke the internet, but it also broke royal protocol in the best possible way. It showed the royal family as relatable, current, and unafraid to embrace the culture their future subjects love. Even as she grows into her royal role, Charlotte is still a modern 10-year-old. She joined William and George at Taylor Swift's Eras tour in June 2024, where they met Swift and her NFL star boyfriend, Travis Kelce, who later called Charlotte a superstar. She introduced the friendship bracelet craze embraced by Swifties to the royal household, prompting William, George, and even Charles to wear handmade bands. Section 4. Building tomorrow's monarchy. Perhaps Catherine's greatest achievement isn't what she's changed today, but how she's preparing the monarchy for tomorrow. And nowhere is this more evident than in how she's raising the next generation of royals. The old rules of royalty have changed, royal expert Ingrid Seward explains. Charlotte's upbringing is a striking departure from royal tradition. Rather than being shipped off to an all-girls boarding school, she attends co-ed Lambrook Prep School in Berkshire, alongside her brothers. The monarchy has caught up with modern times, and instead of insisting on all-girl or all-boys schools, they want them to integrate as much as possible. But it's not just about school choice. Catherine is fundamentally changing how royal children understand their role in the world. Jerome recounts a poignant moment from December 2023, when Kate brought her children to a baby bank near their home in Windsor. "You're the volunteers for this evening," she told them, as they sorted clothes and toys for families in need. At the end of their shift, she put her arm around George and said, "You can see how rewarding this kind of work is, knowing you are helping out others." Jerome writes, a quiet but powerful lesson in service. This is revolutionary. Instead of learning about duty through abstract concepts and formal ceremonies, Catherine's children are learning through hands-on service. They're not just being told they're special, they're being taught that their specialness comes with responsibility. Kate has the reins of power in a very subtle way. She has very strong views, royal author Ingrid Seward tells people. Kate appreciates the importance of having that family time, the source close to the household adds. In a way, it's modernizing the monarchy. Catherine has also transformed how the royal family handles crisis. When she announced her cancer diagnosis in March of 2024, she didn't just issue a formal statement. She spoke directly to the camera, sharing her vulnerability, her fears, and her hope. It was unprecedented royal communication, honest, emotional, and deeply human. In January 2025, she visited the Royal Marsden Hospital and confirmed her cancer was in remission. In May 2025, Catherine was named to the Time 100 Health list for her cancer awareness work. That month, she and William featured on the inaugural Time 100 philanthropy list. Her recovery has also been handled differently. Instead of disappearing from public view entirely, Catherine has been selective about her appearances, prioritizing her health while maintaining her commitment to causes she cares about. She announced in January that she was in remission and has returned to public royal duties in the months since. This approach, transparent, health-conscious, and balanced, sets a new precedent for how the royal family handles personal challenges. It's not about maintaining a perfect facade. It's about showing that even royals are human, that vulnerability can be strength, and that taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. The quiet revolution. So what is the Catherine effect? It's not just one thing. It's a fundamental shift in how the monarchy operates, communicates, and connects with the world. Catherine has taken an institution known for its rigidity and made it flexible. She's taken a family known for its emotional reserve and made it relatable. She's taken traditions that seemed outdated and made them relevant for the 21st century. But perhaps most importantly, she's done all of this without abandoning what makes the monarchy special. The pageantry is still there. The tradition remains. The dignity endures. Catherine hasn't destroyed royal tradition. She's evolved it. When the time comes for William and Kate to become king and queen, they're expected to bring a new generation's energy, as well as the empathy, family focus, and commitment to the crown that they demonstrate now. In an era when the monarchy is under increasing scrutiny, the popularity and relatability of the Princess of Wales are assets the royal family cannot afford to take for granted. The Catherine effect isn't just about changing the royal family, it's about proving that institutions can evolve without losing their essence. That tradition and progress aren't opposites. That sometimes the most powerful revolutions are the quiet ones. From a young woman walking down the aisle at Westminster Abbey to the future queen consort preparing her children for a very different kind of monarchy, Catherine has shown us that real change doesn't require fanfare. It requires patience, purpose, and the courage to imagine that things can be better. The revolution is real. It's happening quietly, steadily, one tradition at a time. And at its heart is a woman who understood that the greatest power isn't in commanding change, it's in inspiring it. The Catherine effect continues to unfold, and we're all witnesses to history in the making.